I've got a note here. We did 163 pallets of kiwi on the 3 shifts, right? You did 56. You did all right. You could have done 57, but 56 is all right. So well done, Chris, all right? You may go.
I've only been here 12 months, but I've seen a huge change in the 12 months that I've been here.
Yeah, the company's probably doubled in size since I started.
When I first started, 20 pallets a night was good. That was for an 8-hour period, you know, and I just explained to the crew before that in 3 shifts, we'd done 163 off one line.
It's just turned around from just a job you went to, walked in the door, did your job, went home. It's completely changed.
Cottonsoft in its current form was set up about 17 years ago now. It was brought out of receivership by a group of 4 local entrepreneurs who produced Cottonsoft toilet tissue and KiwiSoft and Tuffy paper towel. We also produce product for supermarket own label, which is an important and growing segment of our business. Our competitors are multinationals with a lot more R&D and international clout than we can bring. So it's important for us that we can be as productive as we can within the context of the New Zealand marketplace to compete on an equal footing with some much larger players. And so productivity is a constant driver for us. And so it's important for us that we get every single dollar of value out of the assets we apply in the business. One of the early priorities we identified to improving our productivity was investing in new machinery. We invested about $3.5 million in the plant. Biggest investment in the company's history. I guess we probably naively thought that would be the end of it. That would solve our productivity improvement issues, and we would be all right for another few years until we had to invest again. What we found was that was far from the case. It wasn't the magic bullet that we thought it was going to be.
Things were breaking out all the time. You get up to about, things meant to run at 400. It took us a good 3 months to get it right.
It was a different piece of equipment from what they were used to. So there was a whole training and upskilling requirement there.
There are some different operator skills involved there. In some cases, there's a lot more involved in the product there. A white toilet paper is a very easy product to run through the plant there. But if you start putting perfumes and prints, different embossing designs there, then there's a lot of more setup.
So improving skill levels and the processes around the machinery were just as important as the machinery itself. If you expect people to change the way they operate and the way they work, you need to invest in them and give them the tools and the ability to be able to do that. And so that comes down to training in a lot of ways, communication and training. One of the key planks of our training program has been what we call a frontline leadership program. And we now expect all of our team leaders and their 2 ICs to have gone through a program of core leadership training for managing their teams and managing the process and managing the information and problem solving and being leaders out there on the factory floor on a day-to-day basis.
The management treat the workers the same as themselves, would like to be treated themselves. There's no shut doors or it's open door policy. It's very good. Finding staff is a difficulty in the current marketplace here. So the first thing we're very keen to do is to obviously retain what we've got. And so we want to make sure that we don't lose people for the wrong reasons here. So we obviously want to make sure that we're paying our people well in order to get the right skills that we need.
We realised that it was a very important part of the process of productivity to understand exactly what was happening in the factory on a more frequent basis. Our old system captured information basically on a monthly basis, which didn't allow us to actually understand what was going on in terms of numbers. So we decided that we needed a system that was fully integrated, and to that end we invested in our business solution, which is Microsoft Great Plains. We were able to measure waste more effectively, understand exactly the cost of the material we threw away, the time that we were spending unproductively, and we were able to relay that information to the people on the factory floor so they could actually understand the costs of various activities.
Beverly, you're on the PAC 110 too.
We hold meetings at the start of each shift so that the team is clear on what needs to be done during that shift and why, for them to understand what's being measured, what's important and how they're doing. And so we've invested a lot of time and effort in making sure that we are recording the right information.
So if we stop, For 2 or 3 minutes, we write down what the reason is. And then we calculate all this downtime, and then it gives us an opportunity to say, well, this is where we're losing it. This is what we need to do about it.
What we found with some relatively quick analysis there is that we could actually afford to build a new 1,700 square metre warehouse and actually and pay the entire rent of that there through reduced damage.
We changed our clamps. Our clamps on our forklift that pick up the jumbos. The old one we used to damage them all the time. Something like 3-4 containers of jumbos a year that was wasted. That's a lot of money.
One of the things which we're acutely aware of in any forecast-led organisation, and we're still that, is that the forecasts are never right. And it doesn't matter how much you try and what tools you throw at it there, they'll never be right there. The customers will buy what they want to buy.
The Tuffy 2 print is selling really strong currently. 4's bundle wrap is low, so we may have to change early on the shift tonight.
And so we had to make sure that we were understanding what's going on in the marketplace and, well, put it simply, that our operators knew that it's the customer that comes first rather than what's best for our machinery and our equipment.
What I'm hoping we're getting, and it's still a developing thing, is that we're getting more involvement in the daily operations there, that they're actually part of the improvement process as opposed to a job where they turn up, put a pair of overalls on it.
When you've got people that are really interested in the job, they think about the process and they think about how an easier way to do it.
It's not just like one person's ideas, it's everybody's ideas. Everybody seems to be switched on to the same thing.
If a guy's got an idea, we've got a little box there and he writes it up and puts the idea in the box. And if he's the best idea for the month, he'll get $50 cash.
All right, Guy, how did we go yesterday?
Production-wise, we had a target of 188 pallets. We achieved 232 pallets.
Currently, our market share is around the 20% mark. We don't compete in all the segments of the toilet tissue market. Our vision for the future is that we are a valid alternative to the market leaders. We can be just as good as them, but with a strong New Zealand focus and a profitable, healthy, locally owned company.
I've only got 4 years to go before I get a gold watch. I told them when I first started, because I enjoyed the environment, the people, and just the job, that I'm here for 2 gold watches, so I'm basically halfway to get 1, and then I'm just going to hopefully get another gold watch up in the other 10 years' time.